What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Dad's Show, aka Morning Scone. Kind of awkward. Ben Clark, Nick Torina, good morning. Dale Broussard. Hey, Mark Demelin, Mark Kernan, Christopher Davis. What's up, everybody? Derek Thomas, Tyler McGee, Keith Rosenbach, Scott Bork, Brian Myers, Stephen Bro, Carl Dunn. We'll let this build a little bit before we really delve in. Gary Trotman, good morning. Brandon Browning, James Tyrone, David Childers, what's up? So I went to the game yesterday. My buddy Josh Innes called me on Sunday morning. Said, hey, man, got an extra ticket if you want to go. Hell yeah, dude. Great seats, section 113, 40-yard line, 23 rows up behind the Rams bench. Went for a coronation and instead witnessed the most brutal day. I've always said that January 9th, 2012 is my worst day ever as a sports fan. That, of course, is the day that Alabama beat LSU in the national championship game, as we all know. And that would never be surpassed. Like, I don't think I could ever find anything that would be worse than that. We found something yesterday that equaled that. Hey, bud. Not only coffee. Daddy has his coffee right here, baby. Not only did the Saints lose, they lost in controversial fashion. Would send them to the Super Bowl, or the 1 seed, the game in the dome. What? Gala? You'll see Gala on Friday. I think you'll see Gala on Friday with Mama. But today is Monday, so listen. After Monday, today's Monday. Then is Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday, and then is Friday. And that's when you get to go see Miss Gala. Mama. And Mama, yes, on Friday. You'll see Mama on Friday. Okay. See you. Derek Thomas, Matt, just sucks, man. Should be Saints Chiefs Super Bowl. Certainly could have been, man. You know, look, man, the AFC game, and I'll admit y'all, I didn't get to see most of it because I sat in a parking garage in New Orleans for 2 hours before I got out and got home. It took me more than 3 hours to get home from New Orleans yesterday. So I got home and saw the final 8 minutes of the AFC Championship game and overtime. But on Brady's interception, man, D4 lined up off sides. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Like, if the guy doesn't line up off sides, yeah, Chiefs win. I mean, it's like, but he did. So don't line up all sides, you know. Brian Ashcraft, good morning. Doris Malloy, good morning. Trivia, let's hear it, Matt. You saying it's not the ref's fault. Trivia, listen, as a fan, I'm nauseous after what happened. It was a brutal loss, and on the play that everybody's talking about, it was an awful no call. The NFL, we all know it. The NFL told it to Sean Payton. Nickel Roby-Coleman admitted post-game it was PI. Everybody knows it's PI. That's not even in question. It was PI. But Dan Arnold dropped a touchdown pass in the first drive. They settled for field goal. You get a turnover, and you got a chance to go up what would have been potentially 2 touchdowns, and you got to settle for another field goal. You blew a 13-point lead and a 20-10 lead. And what the hell is Sean Payton doing throwing the ball on first down after Ginn's deep ball? You gave them another timeout. Do you realize the percentages if you just make them burn their timeout, run the clock down inside of a minute, kick your field goal, and then them with no timeouts trying to go the length of it. Get out of here, man. Like, that play sucked. It's brutal. And contextually, yes. With all else equal, throw the flag, it's 1st and goal at the 3, and the Saints kneel it 3 times, they kick a field goal, the Rams get the ball with probably 20 seconds or fewer left in the game, and the Saints are going to win. Man, Saints blew it, though. The Saints blew it being in that situation yesterday, man. So I'm doubly pissed. Good, man, what's Sean McVay with the fake punt call? I mean, that was very similar to Peyton last week against the Rams when you're down 14-0, or against the Eagles, you're down 14-0, and Peyton called the fake. I mean, it was just, you had to get something to jumpstart you because the avalanche was going to start. And McVay called the fake, it worked, and just like that, you had a game. Hey, Dad, good morning. Let's see. Gift egg balloon, my heart still hurts. It will forever, man. It will forever. And, man, one of the things that sucks so much about this, too, is you realize, unless if your name's Tom Brady, it is so hard to do this. It's like Drew Brees is one of the greatest ever. And he's only been to one Super Bowl. I say only, but like, it's hard to get there and get back there and win and maintain consistency. Anyway, and so at 40, there's no guarantees. Justin Peck. Oh, God, he's going fast. Matt Bowles, Melinda Stallings, Justin Ryan. Good morning, everybody. Kyle Gallo. Call us crap. If you don't drop a touchdown, don't underthrow Thomas. It's 14 points. Doesn't mean anything. It's true. Drew Brees underthrew Michael Thomas in the end zone. Dan Arnold dropped a touchdown pass. But how about the holding? Like, so the Rams punt. Cam Jordan gets the sack deep in Saints territory, remember? Or deep in Rams territory, I guess. And the Rams have to punt. And they call the chop block on the punt, so the Saints start the drive at the Rams 46. They start the drive in Rams territory. And on 1st down, Alvin Kamara gets about a 6-yard run. And you're like, already in field goal range. Teron Armstead holding, pushes it back, Saints get nothing. I mean, it's like, I get it. The call at the end of the game was awful. It was awful. And that can't happen. It just can't. It's like, I understand conceptually saying you don't want judgment calls to go to review because there could be a judgment call on every play. And that's true. But you're not going to look at a hold in the first quarter of week 7 and say that altered an outcome like you will this. So, like, common sense has to reign. Like, we see it in basketball. I pointed this out with the targeting stuff in college football this year. We see it in basketball. You know, they have flagrant 1, flagrant 2. They're varying degrees. They go to the monitor to check. Like, a lot of times you can determine intent. Yes, throwing a flag on a PI is subjective, but there are objective criteria you look at to determine that. So you can get it right, and they need to. Hey, Thomas Dale Chapman, Rusty Sital, Edward Cooper, good morning. Is your food all done? What you doing? You trying to block people from Dad's show?
Dad's show.
You trying to block people from Dad's show? Better stop doing that. We don't want to block our people. Hang on. Cancel. Oh, you blocked Lowell Cormier. Poor Lowell. I have to go unblock Lowell Cormier, y'all. We just blocked him. Poor guy. No, can we please stop blocking people? Thank you. Thank you. I have to go unblock Lowell Cormier now because Drew just blocked me. Hey. Whoa. Hey, fussing about? Are you mad about the Saints too? Yeah, me too. Me too. Hey, Drew, listen, baby, listen. Can we stop? Hey, can we stop blocking people?
Mommy.
Or are you trying to write a comment now? Mommy. Well, you better go see her. She's in her room. Bus. Okay, go see her. Anyway. Paul Turner, I agree with you, Matt. I don't expect many people to today, Paul, but thank you. Nick Danos, what's up? Craig Schilling, what's up? Devin Kelly. Jeremy Morgan, what's up, cuz? Tony Cobb, good morning, Tony. John Miller, James McCormick. Get out of here, James. Actually, I will be cheering for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Earl, good morning, Matt. Is Breeze done? No, Breeze is done. Walk. I love you. Breeze said after the game he expects to be back next year. So, and I don't know why he wouldn't. I mean, it's one of the reasons. One of the reasons even further that this sucks so much is you realize Breeze is 40. That window isn't open forever. I would say it's similar to the feeling the Seahawks fans had when Russell Wilson threw the interception at the goal line. Like and they haven't been close since. I mean, you realize you have this window open with a young team when you got all these guys on rookie deals. It's like cash in while you have this moment. And this 2011 was good enough to win a Super Bowl. Last year was good enough to win a Super Bowl. This team was certainly good enough to win a Super Bowl. And none of them got back, It's hard, man. Anyway, C-Mac, what's up, man? Earl, that's very kind. Thank you. Earl said I'm the best. I don't think I'm going to hear much of that today, but whatever. That's what it is. Jerry Spurgeon, I can handle a loss when it's all our own fault or that the other team beat us, not when the refs do it. All right, Jerry, own up to it, bro. What about Dan Arnold dropping the touchdown in the end zone? What about Breeze underthrowing Mike Thomas? What about the first down call with Sean Payton to throw it and Breeze throws it in the ground? The call was awful to throw it because that could happen, and Breeze, your Hall of Fame quarterback, made an awful pass, gave the Rams an extra timeout that basically allowed them to kick the game-tying field goal and send it to overtime. Like, come on, man. Like, let's just be real about it, all right? The Saints had a 13-point lead and a 20-10 lead. They had a 13-point lead and a 10-point lead in the second half. Twice they blew a double-digit lead on that field on that day when the dome yesterday was like, I have been to a million games in that building. Like, y'all don't even know how many games I've been to in that building. And yesterday in the first quarter was just different. It was just different. Like, I mean, they had it right there, man. They had it right there. Hi, baby.
Mickey.
This is going to be so hard today, man.
I want
It's made me nauseous. My shirt's all wrinkled. It sucks. Let's see. Jordan Grace, let's be real. LA is a bigger market, more money for the NFL. Yeah, Jordan, I know I'm going to hear that a lot today. And people who, I expect fans to say that. But I've actually heard some media people. Just turn the light on my face. But that's. Are you singing Twinkle Twinkle?
Elevator.
Oh, Elevator. Okay, well you were. But people who say that, Jordan, that's embarrassing, man. If you honestly believe the NFL is sends its officials into a game with instructions, hey, make sure the LA team wins. Come on, man. The most storied franchise in the history of this league is in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Come on, bro. God, dog. That's so tired, man. The NFL wants LA to win. Did the NFL want Dan Arnold to drop the touchdown in the end zone? Did the NFL want Sean Payton to call a pass on first down when they're trying to milk clock? And then you get the ball to start overtime. Go in. Michael Brockers bats a pass on first down. Mark Ingram loses 1,000,000 yards on second down, spinning around backwards. And then Dante Fowler rocks Drew Brees, ball floats in the air. Mike Thomas, instead of trying to get the ball, tries to draw a flag. Interception. I mean, come on, man. Like, that's the nauseating thing, man.
Kiwi.
Yes, awful call, no doubt. Would have, for all intents and purposes, ended it. Elevator. So we only get like 10 words of twinkle twinkle and then you say elevator? That's how this works? Okay. Hey, watch yourself. There's a wire right there. Watch yourself.
True.
Kerry Tompley, good morning. James McCormick, leaving the game in the ref's hands is never a good thing. True. Rick Lackney, unfortunately, can't leave the game in the hands of the refs. Horrible play calling on the drive. Why pass on first down? You know, so I'll answer that question like just practically because it is I think it's a really good question because I'm sitting there in the stands and you look up and there's it like the play was right at the pass again was right at the 2 minute mark. Hi, Angel. Good morning. Or right after the 2 minute warning.
Mom.
And hi. Coach?
Yeah, Red Market.
Go to Fresh Market? I love you. And so even in that, so if you go run, field goal, at that point they had 2 timeouts. Rams had 2 timeouts at that point. So realistically, if you go run and make them burn their 2 timeouts, you're only running like 10, 12 seconds off the clock. Okay? So you're probably talking about 1:40. Then on 3rd down, you could take a knee or whatever, and you could bleed it down to 1 minute, kick the field goal. Well, Goff still has 1 minute with no timeouts, which is, in this NFL, plenty of time to get Zerline, who you saw that last kick would be good from 70. It's plenty of time to get him in. So practically speaking, I kind of understand. A.J. Holland, I want to talk about that as well. A.J. Holland said, did Sean Payton throw a punch? I want to talk about that in a second. And the answer to your question is no, but I'll talk about that in a second. So I can understand if you're Payton saying, hey, let's go run the offense, get 7. And if we bleed a ton of clock, great. But really, like just practically speaking, when after Ginn's long catch, they couldn't bleed the clock all the way down because the Rams had 2 timeouts at that point. So, because the Rams called the timeout after 2nd down because it was incomplete pass, then the run timeout, which stopped the clock before the Tommy Lee play. The run was to Kamara, if you remember, on 2nd down. They ran that pitch play to Kamara around right end. So anyway, I do understand conceptually what Sean Payton is saying, which is, hey, we can't bleed the clock entirely. Let's just run our offense and just score. Like, let's make them go score a touchdown against our defense, which they haven't really had a ton of success today. So part of me gets that. So, all right, now to AJ's question about did Sean Payton throw a punch? The guy who tweeted that Sean Payton threw the punch. This is I'm going to show you all this Twitter account, okay? All right. This is the Twitter account that tweeted it, okay? And this is why it's important, like, why media has a greater responsibility than just throw stuff out there. It's got 72,000 followers, but very clearly says this is a parody account. Look at his name. I want you to think about this phonetically. Barry McCockner. Think about, like, if you say that slowly, what does that say? You get it? Have you gotten it? Say it slowly. Okay. You got it? That's the guy who tweeted that Sean Payton threw a punch.
Mommy.
It's a parody account.
Mommy.
So no, Sean Payton did not throw a punch.
Mommy.
Let's be smarter.
Butts.
And let's not believe everything on Twitter that you see is 100% fact. Bus. You want to see Mama. I know. So anyway. No, Sean Payton did not throw a punch.
Kiwi.
What? Okay. Angel Tompkins. Oop, that scrolled off. Sorry, Angel. I just saw your comment and then it scrolled off my page. Trey Warren, Michael Cooper, Saints had the Rams by the throat, let them go. So true. They did. Like, it could have been 21-0 in the first quarter, and it would have been an avalanche, and the Saints blew that opportunity. Jack Davis, the Breeze picking OT. I talked about that. I mean, Aaron, the Saints rushed for 40 yards in the game. Did they even get to 40? I mean, hey, why did you do that? Drew closed out of it. Sorry. Hey, we're gonna stop hitting Daddy's phone, okay? It's okay. Hey, it's okay. It's okay, baby. Listen, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, come see. It's okay. It's okay. Come here. It's okay, baby. You just hit Daddy's phone. You do that all the time. Okay. Well, let's see. So the Saints finished with... The Rams outgained the Saints by 100 yards. And the Saints... Whoa, hey. What? What you want, Bubba? Okay. And the Saints finished with 48 rushing yards on 21 attempts for 2.3 yard average. I knocked out my AirPod, but... Okay. Anyway. I thought the Saints' defense was plenty good enough to win for the bulk of the game. But, I mean, they outgained you 378 to 290. Anyway. I mean, I know everybody just wants to talk about the end of the game with the call, which is a terrible call. Terrible call. There's no question. Terrible call. Awful call. Affected legacies. Think about Sean Payton, Drew Brees as 2-time Super Bowl participants or winners as opposed to one. I mean, Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. You know, when you get into multiple, you get into rarefied air. It's, yeah, legacies were affected for sure. There's no question. Saints had their opportunities, man. Michael Blanco, how about challenges for bad calls like this one? I agree, Michael. That's a great, like, it makes sense. Why can't you throw a challenge flag to say, hey, he ran over my receiver? That's not a subjective call. That's pass interference. And you have the same standard of evidence that you'd have for, you know, a fumble recovery or something, or a catch. Like, make it difficult. Like, indisputable video evidence. Well, in that play, that's the kind of thing that you're trying to protect against. Doug Chapaton, what's up, man? Let's see. Shelly Melanson, good morning. Jason Lambert, Dax Jeter, good morning. Dusty Revere. I thought they should have run the same play they ran on second down or first and see what to do next. I guess talking about the flip to Camara. Kirk Taylor, good morning. Kyle Harper, in a game this close to contested, their plays both teams miss or bad play calls. It's ridiculous or unacceptable with the technology. CFL can challenge PI calls. I'm good with that. But Kyle, the first part of your statement is exactly the point. Like, you had plenty of opportunities. That's the point. And if you want to, like, if you really want to go there, like, when the Rams kicked the field goal from the 1 yard line, or they took the delay game, moved back 5. Like on second down, Jared Goff scrambled like down around the 1, and there was a face mask. They missed it. That should have been first and goal Rams from inside the 1. They missed it. Maybe the Rams score 7 there, and the Saints are losing instead of tied 20-20. You know, that's the day. Like, if you start crying foul on that, and it was like no one's dispute, it was an awful call. But if you start pointing fingers at that, then you're gonna have fingers pointing right back at you for other things you did that one unnoticed. Mark Bayard, another if Drew throws the ball to Thomas in the chest on first down, it's a touchdown because the cornerback fell. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if Thomas gets in the end zone, but he's certainly not going down right at the point where he caught the ball. That's for sure. Whitney Bro, good morning. It went both ways. Officials made it obvious from the get. They were setting the precedent. They let the players be physical. I don't like it, but they were all around bad. So that's kind of my point. Like, I don't think officials are cheating. I just think they're really bad at their job. Like, I think the sad part is that the NFL employs part-time officials that are really bad at their job. They just are. They're bad. College officials are bad. They're just not good at their job. They're not. Ashley Fabre, Stephen Ruckman, what's up? Oh gosh, that one just scrolled off. Let's see. Michael Nethkin, Eusebio, what's up? Hey, Uncle Benny, good morning. Charlie Cavell, Ryan Broussard, good morning, everybody. Brian Wampold, Jeff Guillory, good morning. Kirk Taylor. I've seen that too, Kirk. 3 officials from LA. Who cares if 3 officials were from LA? Like, who cares? Like, if you honestly believe that in that moment, like, they don't know what play's coming, they're looking at a spot, and in that moment, you know, this play happens, and they're thinking, oh, I'm from LA. Here's my chance to cheat the Saints for the Rams, who've been here for a year. Come on, man. If nothing else, I'll tell you this, the optics are bad. Like, if the NFL had the foresight to avoid that, it would avoid conversations and comments like that. But the fact that 3 guys live in LA, I don't care. And you know what the storyline going into this game was? With that crew, the Rams had never won. Since, like, 2002. The Rams were 0-8 with that crew. Since going back to 2002. Clearly they forgot. And that crew officiated the first game the Saints and Rams played. I guess they forgot on that one that they were from LA. Stephen Debate, what's up? Cassidy Russo, what's up? Hey, Dawn, good morning. Gary, good morning. Mark said we lost the game on our own. The blown call made it hurt even more, period. David Furr, I do think they need to start reviewing penalties. And the CFL PI is a reviewable call. And it said, will this be the impetus for changing? I hope so, David. You know, I think if you want like a comparison, when the Cowboys got screwed a few years ago in Green Bay on the Dez play, that changed the catch rule. What, sweetie? Mommy? Bus? Home Depot. I got 7 more minutes, y'all. I gotta get downtown. So David, to answer your question, I'd like to think so. Because just like, you know, we talked earlier this year about like Devin White and how much attention the targeting call got. Well, this year at the coaches convention, the coaches unanimously supported targeting 1, targeting 2. You know, like flagrant 1, flagrant 2 in the NBA. I mean, sometimes it takes something like that. And it took the Dez Bryant play against Green Bay for the NFL to go, maybe this whole catch thing is a little too convoluted. Let's simplify it a little bit. And they've tried. I don't think they've nailed it yet, but they've tried. Louis Baudouin, good morning. Trivia, you know the Super Bowl will be low ratings in the state of Louisiana. Probably so, man. I don't think many people will be able to stomach watching that. I agree with you. Peter Fago, if the NFL is so concerned about safety plays like the Mitchell hit, should be reviewable. If he had a concussion, the ref would have been notified. Mitchell hit. Was that the hit on Hill on the first drive? See, that was one that it's like he was making a tackle, man. I mean, maybe I saw something. I was there. Again, that happened right in front of me. I didn't see it on TV with 10 different angles. It just kind of looked like, Josh Hill's kind of going down. They both kind of ducked and just collided. Anyway. Travis Nickens, obvious bad no call at the end of the game. Give Rams kicker a lot of credit. Big kick to send to OT and the bomb he kicked to win it. It's true. Greg the Leg, man. He's a great kicker. He is. I'll tell you, man, I was sitting there. The whole game. And what'd you do, bud? Let's not block anybody else. Charlie Gale, you were almost blocked there, dude. I saved you. He blocked poor Lowell Cormier, who watches every day. I gotta go and block Lowell after this. Are you still blocking people? Can we stop doing that? I need to go apologize to Lowell Cormier to make sure he knows he's unblocked. So FYI, the way Matt's talking to Drew is the way my wife was talking to me after the game. It's okay, baby. Oh, man. Brendan Austin beat up O-line for the lack of running game. I think it's a big part of it. I did an interview yesterday on ESPN 1000 in Chicago yesterday morning, and they were asking me, any concern for the Saints. I said, I got one concern. It's the offensive line. Like, when they were healthy this year, they were as dominant as any Saints line has been, but the Saints' offensive struggles in the last month of the season, in my opinion, directly coincided with the injuries on the offensive line. And it hurt. I mean, the Saints line dominated that Rams defensive front the first go-round. And yesterday, they had no answer for Sue and Donald and Dante Fowler and Brockers. Carl the Cat said the O-line has to get better. It's got to get healthy, man. Teron Armstead was playing at an all-pro level before he got hurt. Andrews Pete dominated Dominican Sue the first time they played. Larry Warford had a great year. Ryan Ramczyk had a great year. I mean, he was the highest-rated offensive right guard, whatever, from Pro Football Focus before his injury. I mean, I think they're good. I think they're good. It's just, Jack Davis, it's so hard to get to these games. I don't know if the Saints will ever get back, especially after Peyton and Breeze are gone. That's what sucks about it, Jack, is there is that unknown, man. Like, you realize, how hard it is. I mean, Dan Marino went to Super Bowl. I know people say this all the time, but Dan Marino went to Super Bowl in '84 and never went back. Never went back. Eric Brown, good morning. Ryan Blanchard, I feel like the NFL will try to make it right by giving Drew the MVP. Well, the NFL doesn't get to give the MVP. It's voted on. So, and Mahomes is going to win the MVP. Leah Cafiero, good morning. Bo Roberts, good morning. Kyle Harper, if I was the ref and saw the replay, I would have filmed the flag late, avoiding disaster. It's easy to say that, Kyle, but they don't really have that luxury. What I would have liked to have seen happen was the refs huddle and say, what did you see, what did you see, what did you see? Would you see that at times? And they didn't. And you can see the down judge who had his back to the quarterback who was looking down the line. He reaches for his flag and then looks around the receiver at the back judge who's doing incomplete, and then he says incomplete. I mean, I would have loved to have seen them all get together and talk about it. It was just too big of a moment. Anyway. Leah, can we really get a redo? Is that in the rules? It's not in the rules, Leah. Your redo comes next year. Kevin Harrell, Rusty Richard, good morning. Elevator. Elmo. Brandon Lejeune, good morning. Tar and feather, and don't let him in the city. Brandon, I listened to, that's what Bobby Hebert said after the game. I listened to, like I mentioned, I got stuck in a parking garage for about almost 2 hours and had to drive home. I listened to like 3.5 hours of Bobby and Christian, and I like those guys, but that was embarrassing. Talking about tarring and feathering a guy and looking up where he's from and his bio. And I mean, God, Christian. So, one of y'all pointed out the Twitter about the guy who said there was a fight. Christian read that like he was reporting it like it had happened. It was a parody account. I mean, I get the emotional nerve endings, man. It's one of the reasons I don't envy people that have to do post game. It's a hard job to be, you know, that emotional at the end of the game. But Jesus, come on, like, be better than that. That was anyway. Daniel Luquette, what's up, cuz? AJ Holland didn't see the Twitter, saw it on Facebook. So AJ, again, the Ian Rappaport thing. Go look more closely at the handle. Someone has a parody handle, but they put their name as Ian Rappaport, and the I is probably like a lowercase L. Like, it's, you just got to go look more closely. Anyway, no, Sean Payton did not get in the fight. Brian, that's a good question. Brian Robert said, do you think this will make the Saints more hungry next season, or will it linger? Drew Brees answered that question after the game. And he pointed to last year. He said, look, you know, last year, how the Minnesota game ended, we used it as fuel this offseason, and look what it did. We got 13-3, got the 1 seed, you know, right on the doorstep of getting back to the Super Bowl. So he said now that's the challenge, is to use this as fuel motivation next year to take another step. And one more step is, you know, it's your goal. John Ewan, good morning. Chris Ray, what's up? Charlie, amen to the officials are bad comment, zero accountability. That's one of the things. Like, if there was any accountability, like, they would have to be better at theirs. Like any of us in life, when we're held accountable for things, we're going to be more diligent. That's just the nature of it. Like, if you know when you're in school, this paper is going to be graded, like, you're going to be more diligent. It's not just homework, like, it's a test and it's going to be graded and they're going to spell check. Like, you're going to pay closer attention. It's anything in life. Like, when the principal came in to the back of the classroom, everyone was just paid more attention, asked questions. The teacher was like, there's an accountability measure. Like, if all of these officials were held accountable for their screw-ups, they'd be forced to be better. I'm not saying they want to miss calls. I'm not saying they're trying to blow calls or throw games, but they're bad. Like, and this would be an incentive to be better. Jesus. Kevin Harrell, if you think the NFL did not preordain these two teams in the Super Bowl, you're wrong. It was rigged. God bless Kevin. Like, whatever alternate universe you live in, it's like in the Matrix. It's like in the Matrix where you get to choose like the red pill or the whichever, you know what I'm talking about, to like the green pill, and the guy's eating a steak and he's like, I know this isn't real. He takes a bite and goes, ignorance is bliss. Like, that's this guy. Like, do you honestly think $1 billion organization is potentially risking its, like, the competitive balance? Like, if you don't have that, if it's believed and known that things are rigged, then you're the WWE. You lose the core of what it is that makes you great, which is the competition, that anytime you go play a game, you could win or lose. Like, that's so stupid, man. Like, respectfully, I'm not calling you stupid, but like, that's just such a stupid idea. Like, I hate days like this, man. God, dog, I hate days like this. It's not bad enough that I like almost vomited on myself watching my team lose that game that way. Like, I'm sitting in the stands, and when Brees threw the pick, like, I got physically ill. Like, I was ill. Like, I told Josh, like, dude, I think I'm gonna throw up, man. Like, they're gonna blow it. Ugh. Like, if that's not bad enough, now I gotta sit here and read this crap. Oh, it was rigged, it was fixed. Shut up. It was not rigged or fixed. Shut up. Shut up.
Macy.
Hey, bud.
Macy.
Hi. Have a hug.
Macy.
Macy?
And my baby.
You want to go to Macy's and ride the elevator? Well, you better ask Mimi when she gets here. Anyway. Shelly Molosov. That's my guy. LSU basketball team looked great Saturday night and finally displayed that killer instinct mentality. You're totally right. And thank you for bringing some positivity into the show. Oh, God. Christian Huffman. Minnesota last year, A&M and Rams this year. Louisiana sports fans getting familiar with the gut-wrenching losses late in the season. It's true. It sucks. I'm about to have to go, y'all. See if Drew... Yep, Drew almost blocked Charlie Gale again. Charlie Gale, Drew's got it out for you, man. He's almost blocked you like 3 times. Let's see. All right.
Dobby.
What by? Fresh Market. Corey Landry, Charles Marento. Lil C, what's up, man? Hey, Chris Keller. Carlin DeVere, Demetrius White, Blaine Allen, Matt Anderson, Toby Whitfield. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. All right, I gotta go. What's up, David Richardson? Good morning. Kyle Harper. Matt, there are a few steps to grieving. You have to counsel the fans through. Step 1 today. It's conspiracy. Thanks. Thank you for that levity, Kyle. I appreciate it. Oh, man. That's actually not a bad idea for a bit today. Like, let's go through the stage. I'll do a whole segment. I'm like, let's go through the stages of grieving this loss. That may actually be fun. I'm going to do that. That's a good idea. All right, I got to get out of here, y'all. I got to go to this meeting. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all have an awesome day. Sun's up. Drew's home. So, a lot to be thankful for. A lot to be happy about. So, anyway. Y'all have an awesome day. Locked on LSU returns in a little bit. If you subscribe to podcasts, however you do, please subscribe to Locked on LSU. Just put his head in me. Just went like that. Mommy. You want to go see Mommy? All right. And then AFR at 3 o'clock. Hopefully we'll see all that. And if anybody knows how to get rid of these, like these little, see this, like these like the hanger does that. Like, if anybody knows how to get rid of that, please tell me. I think that looks so stupid. I don't know how to get rid of it other than just like folding the shirt instead of putting it on a hanger. If y'all know how to get rid of that, let me know. Thanks, y'all. See ya.